Now, moving on to the second half of our show, we will begin with Christine Alicea. Everybody give it up.
So I don't know what it's like to come out as a straight person because I've never had that experience because it's not a thing. Imagine though, Mom, I'm straight. I also don't know what it feels like to be a heterosexual living in a society built by mostly other heterosexuals. I do know what it means to come out of the closet as a lesbian, and I do know what it means to have to do that pretty damn often. You wouldn't believe the things people have said or have asked me. It's both funny in that are you being serious kind of way, and I can't believe you're that dense kind of way. I have to come out every single day. Some people don't understand why it's important to talk about it because, so what, you're gay, or big deal, no one cares. Except it is a big deal and people do care. I have to come out not only to the heterosexual community, but also within my own LGBTQ community. It is presumed that you can tell who's gay just by looking at them. I won't even fake the funk because I play that game too, but I would never actually ask someone their orientation or assume that I know it based on how they wore their hair or what outfit choice they made, you know? When I was 19, my mom said that if I was going to be gay, please don't dress like one of those boy-looking ones. As if I woke up one day and decided, it's a good day to be a homosexual. One, there is no if. You don't get to choose to be gay. You can only choose to ignore it. And two, what the hell did she even mean by boy-looking ones? Naturally, I shrieked, Mom, what? You know the ones who wear men's clothing and shave their heads? I couldn't concern myself with the fact that she just implied that I was making a conscious choice to be attracted to the same sex, because in that moment, it mattered to me more that she was saying that if I was going to be gay, there was only one way to be the tolerated kind of gay, the pretty kind, and I mean that in the sense of society's idea of pretty. So I responded with, maybe they just feel comfortable like that. Some of us women don't look as pretty as in dresses. Maybe they feel good in their boy clothes. Please, Christina, don't. Mom, don't what? Don't be a bull dyke. I still don't actually know what that even means, but I remember when I got my septum pierced, I thought of this moment and it made sense. I had reached this age where I was just tired of coming out. That whole coming out process started when I was 14, and holy shit, it's exhausting trying to convince people to believe you. So at 19 years old, I cut 18 inches of my hair right off. I had the typical lesbian haircut, which was like the Bieber haircut, swept bangs over the side with like a pixie cut. I know someone here knows what I'm talking about. And then I wore rainbow everything. I think a part of me wanted to make it clear that I was gay. I wanted people to stop putting me in a box or in a category. I wanted people to stop assuming I was something I wasn't. And I guess I wanted to challenge those ideas. Long hair, short hair, loose jeans, pencil skirt, I was gay. My gayness would not depend on the outfit I wore for the day. You know, like, oh, I'm wearing a skirt today, that means I like boys. Or, oh, I'm wearing flannel tonight, so I'm gay until midnight. My mother hated it. I mean, for a long time, she hated that I was gay in general, but she really hated it now because people could tell I was gay. She commented on every fashion choice I made. When I wore low ponytails, she said that it was so damn boyish. When I wouldn't wear pink, she would remind me that pink would make me look more girly, softer. When I wore Converse with loose dresses, my mom would ask, why do you always have to dyke everything up, Christina? She was so irritated by my lack of femininity, but I really wasn't trying to push her buttons or rub my gayness in her face. It was just that heels hurt and I wanted to look pretty, but not at the cost of my comfort, you know? When I said that I was finally gonna grow my hair out, she was super relieved. I remember she said, I thank God this phase is over. I wasn't sure what phase she was referring to, but just in case, I said, well, not the gay phase, Mom. That one's a lifetime. Okay, so enough about my mom. That year, I don't think I had very many coming out moments. People could just tell that I like girls. But now as a grown woman who dresses like a feminine woman, I have them all the time. One time I met this girl at Gossip Girl. She was super cute, her cute little booties, tight skinny jeans, and loose top. Obviously gay because she had a flannel shirt and a beanie. I'm kidding. She was checking me out and probably wondering if I was gay because I was looking at her. Eventually she came over to me and started up a conversation. Towards the end of the night, she asked if I was into women. And I laughed and said, yeah, I'm into women. And she was like, so you're like bisexual? And I politely responded with, no, not bisexual, I'm a lesbian. Lesbian like all the way? What other kind of lesbian is there? But because I didn't know her, I just said, yeah, like lesbian as in I'm a woman who only likes women. I can tell she was surprised by that, and then she says, are you sure? There it was, my prove it moment. Am I sure? Am I sure I like sex with women? I mean, how many times do I have to do it to be sure? And like, how many women do I have to kiss to officially be a lesbian? How many times do you have to eat chicken before you can say you love it? I was sure, I am sure, and I didn't give her my number. A few weeks ago, I was in a Lyft ride. The driver noticed my engagement ring and complimented its uniqueness. He then asked for the name of this lucky man. There it is, another coming out moment, because we live in a world where most people assume that you are either male or female and straight. Her name is Maggie, I said, both confidently and nervously. His name is Maggie? A boy named Maggie? I respond, she's a woman, and her name is Maggie. There was this tension in the air. I sat quietly trying to figure out why I felt so uncomfortable saying that. I kind of just wanted to get out of the car and walk the rest of the way home. He asked me if I thought God didn't care about that. I said, care about what? Do I think about whether or not God cares about how much I love another human being? No, I don't think God cares. He continued the way to my house and said, you don't like boys? Let me remind you, I'm in a Lyft ride alone with a stranger. My immediate response was to screenshot his info and send it to my fiance should anything happen, because I live in a world where people like me are attacked, violently raped, or killed. I didn't respond to his question because it felt intrusive, but he asked again. This time his sense of entitlement slapped me in the face. This man felt I owed him an explanation. My life all of a sudden affected his. I did get home safe and sound, but that feeling of wondering if I would make it home or if he'd hate me enough to harm me has not left me. I went to a bridal boutique. Before you go, you just have to set up an appointment and fill out the super long questionnaire for no reason because they don't even read it. When I got there, she guided me through some dresses. I was super overwhelmed by all the styles and materials, but I was so excited that this was one step closer to the big day. After picking out a few dresses, the stylist asked what kind of wedding it would be and what kind of suit my groom would be wearing. There it was again. I had to come out. I thought about playing along for a second. I considered saying, oh, he's arriving nude. It's a ritual. Instead, I said, she'll be wearing a dress. There was that awkward moment again. If I was white, my skin probably would have been red because I get really nervous when I feel like I've made someone else uncomfortable. I let it go though and tried on the dresses. The awkward moment phased out. She was really great, but I couldn't help but wonder how many other bridal saleswomen I would have to have that same awkward conversation with. In French class, we had to write about our living condition, like if we live in an apartment, a house, with our family, friends, partner, etc. I wrote, j'habite avec mon fiancé, which means I live with my fiancé. I put 2 E's at the end of fiancé, and when I received my assignment back, there was a -1 next to it, circled, and the extra E written off. I was confused because I didn't misspell it. A female fiancé has 2 E's. So I went up to my professor and politely asked if they would give me back my point, and she explained that I misspelled it, and at this level, I should know how to spell that word. Yes, you are so right. And well, professor, at this level in your life, you should not assume that I meant to say I lived with a man. I didn't actually say that. I said, my fiancé is a woman. It wasn't awkward. She apologized and said she had no idea. Apologized some more and said it again. I just had no idea. I had no idea. I laughed, except low-key it wasn't that funny because I knew that she was about to say she didn't know I was gay because I didn't look it. She's not a homophobe at all. She's the sweetest little thing. Since the engagement, my friends and family have asked me if I would be wearing a tux or a dress. At first, I was confused. Why would they ever ask me if I'd wear a tux when I have never, ever in my life dressed in men's clothing? Why were they all of a sudden assuming that during the wedding, I would consider even wearing a tuxedo? But then more people asked, and then I just got really mad about it. These people know me. They know what I wear on a regular basis, but for some reason, they were under the impression that one of us would be wearing a dress or a tux, and that it would be me. People have asked me, who is the guy? I don't even understand that. Do we not understand what a lesbian is? So when I explain this and I ask them to rephrase their question, they usually say something like, yeah, I know you're both girls, but like, which one of you plays the guy role? Or which one of you is the more dominant one? Or which one of you is the girl and who's the guy in the relationship? Neither, or both. I don't know. I mean, both of us are pretty feminine, just in different ways. She's girly in her clothing choices, I'm more laid back in mine. We both shop in women's department. She's girly with her makeup bag. Mine is like a hand-sized one with an eyeliner and a blush. But I'm girly when it comes to doing hair. Maggie comes to me when she needs the back of her straightened or when she wants big, loose curls. I'm girly when we're cuddling. I'm Little Spoon, always. Most people actually assume it's Maggie because she's a lot smaller and girlier than me. We both run away from bugs and scream at the other one to take it out of the house. One time she demanded that I get this really big spider out of the house, and I said that she better do it, but not kill it, and I teased that if she didn't, she wouldn't get laid for a really long time. She responded with, "You're the lumberjack, go get it." And you're lying, babe. And I was like, lumberjack, the hell? What do you even mean? She says, "You worked at Lowe's in the lumber department, you lesbian. Babe, go get it." And I cracked up because, what? One, I don't think Maggie knows what a lumberjack actually is. And two, she was acting like I was the only lesbian in that room. I said, "And you're half Asian. Bugs are like a delicacy to you. You go get it." Neither of us got it. My cat got it. I can't tell you how many times I've been asked, how do I have sex? I don't know. By having it, people feel like they're entitled to know the details of my sex life. Like if I use toys. Why? I would never ask a straight couple or a straight person how they have sex. I've had people ask me if I want children, and when I say that I most definitely want to be a mother, I've been asked, "But how will you have babies?" You are right. That is a good question. Ever since I became a lesbian, my body just can't make a baby because, of all the lesbian bacteria that just it ate my ovaries and my uterus. Guys, it's 2017. There's this thing called artificial insemination and surrogacy. In fact, many heterosexuals who can't get pregnant the traditional way are using these methods of conceiving too. I've been asked if I've ever been with a man, and that question had a following statement that went like this: "If you haven't, then how do you know you're a lesbian if you've never actually been with a guy before?" I laugh because I want to ask, are you really that stupid? Or are you joshing me right now? Instead, I respond with, well, have you ever had sex with someone of the same sex? If not, how do you know you're actually straight if you've never tried it? Usually I get because I just know. Like the only people who can be sure of their preference or orientation are heterosexual people. If I'm not coming out on a daily basis, then I'm defending who I am. Both are equally exhausting. I'm just a woman who loves women, but I also love snowboarding and longboarding. I love to bake cupcakes. I love to read and make s'mores. I love to go camping, to go on hikes. I love painting walls and building things. I like to put on heels and tight dresses sometimes. I enjoy working. I enjoy taking care of my family. I know when to choose my battles, so I don't mind being submissive during debates, but I can also be dominant in conversations. I can be gentle when it comes to animals and children, and then rough when it comes to slap boxing with my fiance or my sisters. I work hard, but I also like lazy beach days. I'm not really sensitive, but again, when my fiance and I cuddle, I'm the little spoon, and she better hold my damn hand.
That was Christine Alicea, everybody.